The 2026 rental yield reality is your condo actually beating MP2. For years, owning a condo in Metro Manila has been seen as one of the safest and most prestigious ways to build wealth. Prime location, stable rental income, long-term appreciation. But what if the numbers today are telling a very different story? What if your condo is not actually performing as well as you think? And what if a simpler, lower effort alternative is quietly outperforming it? In this video, we are going to break down the real numbers behind condo investing in 2026, compare it directly with Pag-IBIG MP2, and answer a question that many investors are starting to ask: is owning a condo still worth it? Let us start with the data. Rental yields in prime areas of Metro Manila typically range between 6 to 8% gross. At first glance, that sounds attractive, but that is gross yield, not net. And this is where many investors make a critical mistake. They look at rental income without fully accounting for the actual costs of ownership. So let us break it down using a simple example. Assume you own a 5 million peso condo unit. Let us say it generates a gross rental yield of 6%. That is 300,000 pesos per year in rental income, or 25,000 pesos per month. Now let us subtract the real costs. Association dues can easily range from 3,000 to 6,000 pesos per month depending on the building. Let us assume 4,000 pesos per month. That is already 48,000 pesos per year. Then you have real property taxes and maintenance costs, repairs, repainting, minor fixes, appliance replacements. Let us conservatively estimate another 30,000 pesos per year. Now we are down to around 222,000 pesos. But we are not done yet. A vacancy risk is real. Even in prime locations, you may not have a tenant 12 months a year. Let us assume just 1 month of vacancy annually. That reduces income by another 25,000 pesos. Now we are at roughly 197,000 pesos per year. That brings your net yield down to around 3.9%. And this is before considering any unexpected repairs or market slowdowns. So while the headline says 6% yield, the reality for many investors is closer to 4% or even lower. Now, let us compare that with an alternative that many investors overlook. Pag-IBIG MP2. MP2 is a government-backed savings program that has recently delivered returns in the range of around 7% per year. And here is what makes it interesting. It is tax-free. There are no tenants, no repairs, no vacancies, no management stress. If you place the same 5 million pesos into MP2 at around 7%, that generates approximately 350,000 pesos per year. And because it is tax-free and low maintenance, that number is very close to your net return. Now compare the two. Condo net income around 197,000 pesos. MP2 income around 350,000 pesos. That is a significant gap. And more importantly, one requires active management and risk while the other is largely passive. So why do many investors still prefer condos? Because the story is not just about income. It is also about capital appreciation. Real estate has historically increased in value over long periods of time, especially in prime areas. And for many investors, the belief is that even if rental yields are lower today, long-term price appreciation will compensate for it. But this is where we need to be more analytical. Property prices do not always move up in a straight line. They can stagnate for years. They can be affected by oversupply. They can be impacted by interest rates and economic cycles. And in recent years, we have seen increasing supply in certain areas of Metro Manila, which puts pressure on both rental yields and price growth. At the same time, higher interest rates have made financing more expensive, which affects both buyers and investors. So while appreciation is still possible, it is not guaranteed. And it should not be the only reason to justify an investment. Now, here is the key insight. This is not about saying condos are bad investments. It is about understanding that the environment has changed. The easy gains from real estate that many investors experienced in the past may not be as easy today. And as an investor, your job is to compare opportunities objectively. If one asset gives you 4% net with effort and risk, and another gives you around 7% with minimal effort, you have to ask a very simple question. What is the better use of your capital right now? Now, there is also a middle ground. Some investors use a hybrid approach. They allocate part of their portfolio to real-term appreciation and diversification and allocate another portion to income-generating assets like MP2 or dividend investments for stability and cash flow. This allows them to balance growth and income while managing risk. Another important factor is your personal situation. If you are highly liquid and have excess capital, you may be more comfortable holding real estate for the long term. If you prefer passive income and lower stress, then MP2 or similar instruments may be more aligned with your goals. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, but there is a right answer for your situation. Now here's the bigger takeaway. Many investors focus on prestige. Owning a condo in a prime location feels like success. It is tangible, it is visible, it is something you can show but wealth is not built on appearances. It is built on returns. And the smartest investors constantly ask themselves one question. Is my money working as efficiently as it can? Because at the end of the day, every peso you invest has an opportunity cost. If it is tied up in an asset that is underperforming, that is a hidden cost that compounds over time. So before you make your next investment decision, whether it is buying another property or allocating more capital, take a step back and run the numbers. Compare net returns, consider risk, evaluate effort. And most importantly, be honest about what is actually working. If you want, the next video can break down other alternatives beyond MP2, including dividend stocks and real estate investment trusts and how they compare in terms of income and growth. Comment below if that is something you want to see and if this breakdown helped you think more clearly about your investments. Like and subscribe, because this channel is focused on helping you make smarter, data-driven financial decisions over the long term. Check out our books and seminars down in the description below if you want to learn more about what's going on in the markets, because the greatest way to make money is by making informed decisions.